So since I won't have room to put the angle finder on this once it's clamped, I'm actually gonna have to measure off of this and match the other clamp over there. So if this is 90, this needs to be 90, and I'm just gonna hope that this is pretty close in relation to that. So now that I have this brace 90, well, 90 in relation to the other one, so on a parallel plane, I'm gonna have to put this linkage in this arm. I left this arm a little bit loose so I could get the linkage in and kind of push this over, since I know this isn't an exact 90 to this surface, so there may be some binding. But one thing I noticed, if I can grab my bolt here, is I'm not going to be able to get this bolt in with the sway bar on, but I want this, keep the sway bar on because it's a nice solid joint with this now. But all that means is I need to raise the differential to lift this up, so I'm just going to jack up on the differential a little bit. Should push this up an inch or so I can use this gap to push the bolt through. So now with my linkage bolt tapped through, I had to tap it because I wanted this a little bit shorter than it was in order to match the other side a little bit more. If there was no resistance at all, I'd be kind of worried that this side was actually longer than that side than it needed to be. So I wanted the axle to be kind of positioned more towards the passenger side than it was. Now with this bolt pushed through, before you put a nut on it, you're going to want to use a 3/4 inch open end wrench or this tiny adjustable like I have. And I actually got my hands on a ratcheting box end 3/4, and it seems like it's the only way I'm really going to accomplish this. And even then, this adjustable wrench on the other side is barely on there. And then for the other bolts, much easier. Once you're happy with your linkage length, you can determine this by lowering the car and measuring your axle orientation. You're going to want to snug these jam bolts up real tight. You'll also notice that on the linkage bolts themselves, I took off this nut and put some Loctite on there because I'm not sure if you can see, but the bolt doesn't actually poke through this Teflon locking ring, so I wanted to make sure that they wouldn't back out over time. Also, to make sure, just to grease these one last time before you're on your way. You can see it start to bulge here. That's probably good. One more thing to note, you'll notice that the cap to this rotor, I'm actually using it as a cap, but it should be a spacer down here. I annotated that in my last, or 2 videos ago. BMR let me know that this is supposed to be a spacer, and then this would be reversed, the cap being welded. I measured both of these since they're the same thickness and same grade of metal. I actually didn't change it up because the position's not going to change, but for yours you probably want to put a spacer here and then flip this upside down.